Flying the Millennium Falcon has been a dream of mine since I was very young, and being able to do it basically in real life, it's just so awesome. It's awesome. Today I'm going to go over all of those details about Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run, the different positions in the plane where you can fly or be the gunner or engineer, and tell you how those work and give you my thoughts about the things that I liked most. And spoiler alert, I didn't not like anything. It was all awesome. In this video I am going to dive into some of the roles and controls and different things you see on board, but I am not going to ruin the story for you. I believe that you should be able to experience that firsthand and really be surprised by some of the things that you see. So I'm going to tell you how it works, but not ruin the story. Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run truly starts outside. When you walk up and see the Falcon in real life, larger than life, you can stand underneath it, take a picture, get almost close enough to touch it. It's awesome. Stepping in line, the theme carries out throughout the entire queue experience, and I say experience for a very specific reason. As you go through, you can play the Play Disney Parks datapad game and scan different items that you walk by to collect different things inside virtually in your game. And as you walk through, if you don't want to play the datapad game, you can see them working on an engine and get different views of the Falcon, see pipes and cables all over the place. The theming is out of this world, literally. One side note about the datapad game: if you're looking to scan as many of those boxes and crates as possible, look toward the beginning of the line, kind of outside. That's where most of them are. Once you make your way inside to the engine repair area, there are less of them in there. You make your way through the line and hear on the PA system of repairs going on throughout the facility. You eventually make it to Hondo Onaka, who's the owner of that establishment, and tells you a little bit about your mission. When you're in that large room being briefed by Hondo Onaka, take time to appreciate the animatronics. It is truly one of the best I have ever seen, and behind him there's kind of a window view to the outside, and you can see ships flying by. And then there's one moment as the Millennium Falcon is starting to come from overhead onto the screen, and you can feel the vibration of the engine as it passes overhead. It is an unbelievable experience. Talk about immersive. Once Hondo has finished his initial briefing, you make your way down kind of a small corridor. Imagine going from the terminal of an airport onto the plane, kind of a thin corridor, nicely air conditioned, but you feel like you're walking on some deck plates that are a little bit loose. Nothing that you can trip on, but it's a really cool feeling. Once you make it to the end of that corridor, there's a cast member there who will try to put parties of 6 together. So if it's 4 people in your group, they'll try and add a party of 2 or 2 single riders. If it's 3 individuals in your group, maybe there's another party of 3 behind you, or 3 single riders. You get the idea. 6 people in the Falcon at one time. Once they have an entire flight crew of 6 individuals, they will give each person a card that has the position in the Falcon, whether it's pilot, gunner, or engineer, and a color. It's like a purple or a white or a black, so that you know when your color is called, you have to get on the Falcon. So you have that card in your hand and you make your way into the Falcon. Once you have your card in hand, you make your way down a small hallway and you see the entrance to the Falcon. You step on board and the details are so intense. It's unbelievable. It's like you are inside the movie. It's an amazing feeling. And don't forget, in that 60 to 90 seconds that you have before they call your team, to get a picture behind that chess table. It is such a cool experience. Even if you don't want the picture, or maybe you already have one, just looking around you can always see something new. After about 60 or 90 seconds of just being able to stand around and appreciate the Falcon and take a picture behind that chess table, a cast member will call your group color: purple, white, black, brown, whatever color you have, they will call you. As soon as you hear your color, you make your way to them. There are 2 different sides to get into the Falcon, and you'll line up 2 by 2, the 2 pilots in front, followed by the 2 gunners, and then the 2 engineers. After everyone is lined up, the cast member will take your boarding cards with the color and your position in the cockpit. You make your way down another hallway, get another small briefing from Hondo on that television screen, then the door opens and you step on board the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. The details inside the cockpit are truly unbelievable. Once you take your seat, you buckle up and then you press the green button or switch associated with your position in the Falcon. It's very important to click that switch, because if you don't, the Falcon does not know that you are on board. Just in case there's a group of 5 or a group of 4, you need to activate your position in the Falcon. The cast members are very good about reminding you to push that button. Just make sure you'll see a green flashing button once you've buckled up. click the button. During one flight on the Falcon, we were missing one person in our party, so we had a party of 5 and not 6, simply because there was no single rider who was standing by in the single rider line. So they didn't push the green button at that console station for the engineer, so I have a feeling the autopilot kind of took over for that person who was missing. So if you want to participate in the adventure, you've got to click that green button. Almost immediately after the door closes, your adventure begins, and so does your role in the Falcon. The engineers who sit in the back row are responsible for fixing the ship and harpooning any items around you. I don't want to ruin the story. The key to doing well as an engineer is to click that button as soon as it turns green. So the faster you click that button, the better your score will be. The gunner's job is pretty self-explanatory. You shoot the enemy ships and launch any other weapons that may be available. Again, not going to ruin the story. You press the buttons as needed. The key to doing well as the gunner is to be accurate. Don't just hold down the button the entire time like I did on one occasion in the Falcon. You want to push it when there is an enemy ahead of you, and then stop pushing it when there's nothing to shoot at. In the future, I do want to try manual control for the gunner position. I chose the auto aim control, but the manual may be a little bit more difficult, so I'll let you know once I give it a try. The pilot role is the most fun in my opinion. You get to control the movements of the Falcon. The left pilot controls the left and right movement of the ship, along with the brake. The right pilot controls the up and down movement, which by the way is inverted, so down is up and up is down. You also control the boost and the hyperdrive, pulling that hyperdrive back and blasting off. It's an amazing feeling. Being the pilot is a lot of fun, but it does take practice. So if it's your first time in that role, don't be too hard on yourself. Yes, you can crash the ship, but everyone works together. So the engineers are repairing, the gunners are shooting other enemies away, so everyone works together for that score. So even if you crash 1 or 2 times, you're not going to fail the mission because everyone's working together. So don't be too hard on yourself. It's a team effort. The experience is truly unlike anything I have ever experienced before. You are in control of your adventure. If you crash the ship, you are going to feel it. Red lights going off, the engineers having to work even harder, small alarms going off, the gunners, when you push the gun button, you feel a little bit of the recoil of the weapon in the ship, and then there are other weapons that you may be using that you will feel as well, different movements from explosions around you. The engineers, as you have certain roles, again, don't want to ruin anything, you click a button and you feel it in the ship. It is truly an immersive, amazing experience. At the end of your mission, you earn credits depending on how well you did during your run. It's really, really cool because those credits aren't just there virtually for bragging rights. You could actually correlate that to the app in your phone, and it will transfer the credits to the datapad game in your phone. One recommendation, leave the app open as you're flying. You don't have to be looking at it. It can be in your pocket or in your bag or anywhere else. Just leave the app open so that the game recognizes that your game is open and that you play the game and you get those credits. I walked away with like 18,000 credits after playing just a few times. I was told by cast members that you will be able to get something in real life in exchange for credits that you earn in the app. The idea alone is super, super cool. Not 100% sure if that is going to come true, but the fact that you earn real credits in that game for the experience you had inside Smugglers Run is just awesome. After your mission is complete, you unbuckle your seatbelt, step out of the cockpit, and you walk into the Falcon and see if there is any damage that you caused to the ship. And this is such a cool experience because I walked out and there were sparks flying everywhere, lights were flickering, panels were missing. It's really immersive to see the damage that you caused to the Falcon because of good teamwork or not such good teamwork, so it's definitely something to look out for. The difference between doing well and doing not so well, in my opinion, is a bit subtle. I saw some sparks no matter how well I did in the mission. That being said, maybe I didn't do well enough to get the done well ending of the mission. I don't know, I'll let you know in the future, but I saw sparks every single time. Overall, it is truly an amazing experience that I can see myself wanting to go back to again and again and again, simply because you want to continuously improve your score. Imagine Toy Story Midway Mania. I want to go back again and again and again simply to get the best score possible. The same rules apply for Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run. It's that cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing how those credits that you earn inside Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run can be used in Black Spire Outpost. I'm sure we'll be learning learning more about that soon. Those are my thoughts about Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run. What did you think of it from our vlog experience? Was it super cool and you can't wait to experience it yourself? And which role inside the cockpit looks like the most fun to you? Is it the pilot, or is it the gunner or engineer? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have had the opportunity to fly the Falcon, let me know what you think of it in the comments as well. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me. Until next time, have a magical day.